Hey everybody, Thomas Smith from No Frills Influencer. And if you haven't been paying attention, Google Discover has been blowing up recently. We've seen a huge number of sites getting a lot of traffic from it. And I've been using Google Discover, getting into Google Discover for a while. But I wanted to create something that would take the successes I've had on Discover with my site and kind of show me how to automatically create similar articles that might also do well. And this isn't only for Google Discover, it really creates articles that work great for any platform that's based on user engagement and article recommendations. So this will work for Discover, it'll work for Flipboard, Newsbreak, Facebook. I don't use Pinterest very much, but it may serve you well there too. So I want to walk you through the source code for this. If you want a free copy of it, you can sign up for my newsletter, and I'll put a link in the description down below so you can grab a free copy of that source code. But let's take a look at how this tool works. So here's the actual code. This is Python code. So you'll need to have Python 3 installed on your computer. It's very easy to do that. There's plenty of tutorials online, so I won't walk you through that, but you will need Python 3. It's free. And then you'll also need the OpenAI package. So that's also free. You can get it through pip. Again, just search for ways to install OpenAI for Python. But those are the two prerequisites. You need Python operational on your system, and you need to have that OpenAI package. Once you've got that, very simple software. So we import OpenAI. I'm importing these basic things on all of my software at this point. I can't even remember if I use them in here, but good to have. You might not even need this line though. Then we're going to assign our OpenAI key. I obviously didn't put mine in here since this is out publicly, but you would need to get your OpenAI API key from OpenAI and drop it in here. And then this is where we describe our site. So I'm using my own site, Bay Area Telegraph, which is a Bay Area travel and news site for this demo. But you can write a little description of your own site and niche. So, here I say my San Francisco Bay Area travel and news site, Bay Area Telegraph. This could be, my dog blog, I love dogs, or whatever it is. So just a little description of your site, because that helps it to understand exactly how to, write something that's going to work for you, who you are, who your audience might be. It gives some nice little hints there. Now, our next step is we're going to go into our Google Search Console, and we're going to pull up in our Discover tab the articles that have done well on our site. And you can choose any time frame that you like. I did 3 months here, but I've got this list of some articles that have done well on my own site. Now, you're just going to literally copy and paste this, however much of it you want, however much or however little. I think I did up to here for some reason. I have no idea why I stopped at that point, but grab as much or as little as you want. Literally just copy and paste that into our successful headlines section. Doesn't have to be formatted. This is what I got when I did that. It's the headline, and then I think this is clicks and impressions. So just drop that raw text in. This is built on the GPT-4 API, and it's pretty good at figuring out how that's formatted. And then the next piece I'll show you here, you don't have to do anything with this, but this is the prompt. I need to brainstorm ideas for blog posts that will do well on Google Discover 4, and then this is where it drops in the info on your site. And we also want them to perform well on Flipboard, Newsbreak, etc. Give you a list of headlines, clicks, and impressions, so telling you what we're giving it from Google Search Console for articles that have done well recently on my site. Notice we don't say how recently means, so could be a day, if you have a big site, or it could be 6 months or 18 months or whatever. Based on these, summarize what is currently doing well, and then provide a list of 10 new headline ideas, posts that will also do well. And I asked it for highly specific headlines and broad headlines, and that should appeal to the site's audience. So again, it can infer those things. We're not really telling it the audience, but we're hoping it can infer those things. So successful past headlines list, it's going to drop that in. Then it's just going to do, this is a very basic call to the OpenAI GPT-4 service with our prompt and our data, and we'll get the results back. So I ran this. You're going to use Python. I ran it already, but let me pull up the results here. It takes about a minute to run, and you just use Python 3 to navigate to the directory where your Python script is stored. Python 3 is the command, and then the Python file. So the first thing it's going to return is an analysis of why things have done well. So this is going to be unique to your own articles and your own site. Topical or timely it identified here, local landmarks or institutions, unique perspective, insider knowledge, news type posts, that's interesting, travel type posts, hyper locals, very specific local landmarks, businesses, or aspects of Bay Area culture. So I think that's an interesting insight. Like, I'm not doing 10 reasons to visit California. It's like, I ate this thing in Santa Cruz and it was really good, stuff like that. And then nostalgia. This is a really interesting one. Posts that look back at the history. Cool. I hadn't thought about that, but that's a good point. So this is going to be obviously unique to your own site. So interesting to see what trends it identifies. This might give you some ideas right away. But then it's going to make an attempt at writing 10 new headline ideas that you could consider, again, based on what's done well for you and your niche. So seafood to sourdough, a foodie's ultimate guide to San Francisco's farmers markets. It's pretty cool. Behind the scenes, everyone what goes on behind the Giants baseball games. Yeah, that would be a cool article. I don't have the content for that, but that's, I think, super, super neat. Navigating Bay Area's transports, a little clunky, but Pro's Guide to Caltrain versus BART. Interesting. But the one I saw, I thought, oh, this is really cool. Called it Home. Famous people you didn't know were from the Bay Area. And, everyone loves celebrities. This ties in that nostalgia piece, like hometowns, people whose hometown was there. And then it's saying, okay, maintain positivity, locality, interest for the audience. So I thought, well, that's really neat. Call it home. Let's go ahead and do that and write a post about it. So I did a bit of research and I found there are some celebrities that called the Bay Area home that I was surprised by. Things you didn't know were from the Bay Area. Went ahead and wrote that post on my site this morning. And here it is. I made it a listicle, so I've said 4 famous people because that's what I was able to quickly find. Did a historical photo for the last person, as we'll see here. And then I, had the article written here. Tom Hanks, didn't know he was from the town next door. There you go, interesting information. I used some Instagram embeds to pull in some cool celebrity photos, but you could also use, a stock photo library, for example, on that. And there's the article. And let's page over to real-time analytics. The last time I checked, it's already getting some traffic. Yeah, it's the top one here in terms of real-time. And let me quickly pull up on my phone where I have the feed from that. I published it about 3 hours ago as I'm making this. And it is up to 170 views. Let's see if you can see that on here so far. Probably mostly so far from Flipboard and Newsbreak, but you can see Google here, and it doesn't show direct traffic. So if it is getting discovered traffic, which I'm hoping it will, then that might be contributing too. But yeah, in a couple hours, already up to 240 views. I expect that article to keep doing well, probably do even better. And that sort of, I think, shows you the power of how this AI-driven tech can work to find your own topics. And again, you can run this for your own site. You can get your own recommendations. You can run it over and over again, too, is the other thing. You can run it multiple times and see, okay, it'll give you a new set of headlines each time. And you can use your own discretion to figure out which one of those may or may not be a fit for your audience. So if you want a lot more ChatGPT content and practical tips, source code, that kind of stuff, if you want to grab the source code for this specific tool, go ahead and join my newsletter. Again, I've got a link down in the description, and I also share a lot more about what I do, even without AI, to get more traffic from Discover and Flipboard and Newsbreak, as well as a bunch of other stuff about content creation with AI and other topics. So thanks for tuning in. Please do join the newsletter, and I look forward to sharing this with you.